Namdi, just talk about the excitement you have just being able to represent TCU here at the Big 12 Media Days.
It's just a blessing to be here. I went last year, so it feels good that they chose me to come here again.
I did that yesterday. What's it been like this summer? How do you think the team is bonding? What's chemistry like? Just go into that detail.
I feel like we have a great group of guys. I feel like the main thing we're trying to do is just, build culture and just build a relationship with these guys because, nowadays, you're getting 20, 30, 40 new players each year. So, you got to try and click with these people. So, when we're in battle, you can rely on those type of players.
It's the first offseason that TCU's returned to coordinators on both sides of the ball. How important is it for you, especially defensively, to have the same system, the same coaching, and kind of the same terminology?
I feel like that's big. I feel like it gives us a chance in the defense to get into more exotic stuff. People are already kind of comfortable with their basic jobs or tasks that they're asked them to do. So, you can ask more of them, and then it just allows you to play faster.
You guys have a good mix of veterans as well as young up-and-coming guys. You're one of those veterans on the team. What have you seen through spring ball? What are you excited about some of the guys that will be kind of filling out the depth chart this year?
I feel like there's a lot of talent, and those are going to be special teams type of players for us. Those plays will make a difference in the games. You got to get those freshmen and just twos and threes, running down on kickoff, trying to pin them deep, or just flipping the field on punts. So those things are going to add up.
So for you, you're one of the guys that's taking advantage of this JUCO rule to give you an extra year of eligibility. When you learned that you were going to have an opportunity to come back to TCU again this year, just what was going through your mind and what helped you make that decision?
To be honest with you, I really didn't even think about coming back, or even was a thought until after all the big regular season games were played. It was kind of just getting ready for that Louisiana game you were playing, and it was Coach Dykes and Dorchester kind of brought it up to me, and as soon as the thought of it coming up, it was kind of, I wanted to be at TCU, so it really wasn't just leaving. It was more so if I would just continue to try and go to the NFL, which I was planning on doing that preseason, but I just talked with the coaches and my parents and felt like it was best decision for me to come back.
And now that you have this extra year of eligibility, is there anything specific that you're trying to improve on and focus on to help kind of boost your NFL draft stock?
Yeah, the main thing I heard was just they kind of say I'm not a true linebacker. Coming down from a DB, they say I'm kind of a little lighter, so I put some weight on and just trying to show them what they want to see.
Who are a couple? Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, you go ahead. Ladies first.
Who are a couple of those young players that you've seen that you think have a chance to contribute beyond special teams this year on the defensive side?
Some of the young players, I'd say Kiki. He probably started off on special teams, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up getting in. Some of them younger dudes, Zach Chapman, Mike Okaede. I'd say that defensive line group has a lot of young players that have a chance to step up and be a guy.
What about a guy on the offensive side of the ball like Ed Small? We've heard a lot about him this spring from that slot position.
Yeah, he's doing real good in the spring. He got the 18. He kind of reminded me of Jack Besh a little bit. But, he's kind of just a little gritty player and do whatever asked of him.
You're a senior leader of this team. What about this team convinces you that you guys will have a chance to compete for the Big 12 championship?
I'd say our culture, causes breathes that to us every day we're in there. We're going in working for that goal, so it's not like it's going to be random. I just feel like you have to take a 1-0 every week, and you should be good.
You guys started off slow last year, but obviously we're really rolling by the end of the season. How do you kind of approach fall camp knowing that you have a marquee game opening week and that there's a really tough slate in September?
Yeah, I feel like that first game is really just more so about us as a team rather than who we're playing. We don't really got much film to watch on them or even just know about their players. So I feel like it's just real emphasis on the culture and just we do what we're supposed to do. Don't matter who we're playing with.
You kind of touched on it, but if the NFL says you're not a true linebacker, at TCU you've kind of been down at the line of scrimmage, you've been back in coverage. It's one of your strengths in college. How do you balance wanting to play to the strengths that you know that you have to help your defense with also showing on film what you're capable of doing for the next level?
I feel like the main thing is just to keep my athleticism and that pass coverage stuff, and then after that, then it's trying to get the weight on. At the same time, it's kind of been a little hard because I'm trying to get on cleaner weight than just to throw on weight. So I feel like the process has been good to show this season.